known as daughter, as sister, as friend, and as wife. But now I'm only known as the adulterous woman. My story started way before I met Jesus. When I was a young child, I became fatherless. And then between the ages of 8 and 15, I was being abused and taken advantage of on a weekly and sometimes daily basis. I got this warped sense of what true love really was, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I had this huge gaping hole that nothing seemed to fill. So I got married thinking that would fill this hole, that's what love was, and it didn't help. I was married and still lonely and still confused and still very feeling unloved. So then one day, this man moved in next door, and he was cute, and he was nice, and he said all the things I've longed to hear my whole life. And before I knew what happened, I let him into my heart, and then I let him into my bed. And the next thing I know is I'm being dragged out of my bed by some very angry, very scary men. They dragged me from my bed, half dressed, scared half to death, to where Jesus was. But what these men meant for my harm became the best thing that ever happened to me. They took me to Jesus, and they threw me at his feet, and they told him all about my sin and all the things they had caught me doing. And they told him the law of Moses said they had to stone such women. And instead of answering them, Jesus just knelt down and began to write in the sand. But they would not give up. They just kept asking and asking and on and on. So finally Jesus stood up, and he told them that the person who had no sin could throw the first stone. Y'all, I was so scared. I just knew that I was about to die, because surely these men who were so angry at me and so mad because they had caught me sinning, surely they had never sinned before. Surely they had never done something this great before. But to my surprise, from the oldest to the youngest, one by one, they started to leave. The best part of my story isn't that I didn't get stoned that day. The best part of my story is after everybody left, Jesus was still there. Jesus. After everybody else condemned me, Jesus did not.
Come on.
That day, Jesus looked past what I looked like. He looked past what everybody else had said about me, and he called me woman. That day, Jesus gave me a new identity. Yes. That day, I became the woman that Jesus saved.
Yes.
So I'm here today to tell you that when other sinners call you out by your sin, Jesus sees you. Yes. But Jesus calls you saved and set free.
Yes.
Come on, right? Anyone who comes to Jesus is a new creature. You're a new creation. Yes. So today I ask you to just take up your cross.
Yes.
Follow him.
Yes. Come on.
Walk in the freedom that he has given you. And remember that if you're looking for love, he is the answer. That day I found the love I had been searching for my whole life. So don't let what other people tell you affect you. Jesus has set you free. Jesus has saved you.
Hallelujah.
Walk in that freedom.
Yes.